Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 14 of the Cruiser Clash Tournament. Um, this episode we have Task Force Danalite by Breakthrough facing off against the Ironside by the Shadow Kick. Every craft in this competition has an overview video done on it that goes into more detail about its armor, shields, systems, all that sort of thing, and the playlist for those videos will be linked in the description. For now, we're going to just get straight into the battle. As soon as I get the timer up on my phone here. Okay, good to go. And here we go. I'm really excited to see this battle because these are both slower, heavier ships with big cram cannons, and it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these entries manages to pull out the win. And the missile strike from Task Force Danalite coming in. The Task Force Danalite got its shots off first, but they do not seem to have done much. They detonated against the shields. Their weapons seem to fire a little bit faster as well, but are not getting through the Ironside shields. Ironside seems to be having trouble aiming at Task Force Danalite, though, with how fast those ships can turn. Oh, that was definitely a good strike. Did some damage there. Ironsides down to 97%. Danalite and Danalite 99 and 98%. Ironside seems to be trying to run away here. This is not the best position for it, because it can only bring 2 barrels to bear on the enemy, and it may lose its propulsion by doing this. And in fact, it already has lost some props at least. Oh, ouch! That hurt. Ironside's down to 87%, not doing so well against the faster fire rate and multi-target design of Task Force Danalite. Its missiles are doing a little bit of damage, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Oh no, never mind. The Ironside's missiles just got wiped out by the anti-missile cannons on Task Force Danalite. Yeah, the Ironsides hasn't even been able to get a shot off for a while now. It's not looking good for it. It's looking like this round is going to go to Task Force Danalite. It's a shame if that initial cram strike from the Ironside had hit one of the ships instead of missing like it did. This could have been a completely different battle. But as it is now, the EMP from Task Force Danalite has stripped away the rear shields, and those cram shells are just coming in and just pounding at the rear of the Ironside. It is only down to 59%. 51%. That's it. That is it. It is 2 damaged and going to despawn. Round 1 goes to Task Force Danalite. Not a long battle at all. Very quick there. There, as you can see, it is now despawning. So the victory is clearly to Task Force Danalite here. We will get this reset and get round 2 underway and see if the same result will happen, or maybe the Ironsides can aim its shots a little bit better and get that first alpha strike in and buy itself some time. It needs to not turn away like it did and show its vulnerable backside, because that ended up disabling its propulsion, and then it couldn't turn and get its weapons on target. It's really a shame that the AI decided to do that. Anyway, we've got them spawned in broadside to one another again, about 1 kilometer apart. Reset the clock, and here we go. Round 2 underway. Missile strikes coming from both sides. Ah, yes, the Ironside also has torpedoes. I'll have to watch and see how effective those are, because the missile strike is getting shot down. And once again, the Ironside doesn't seem to be firing its flares. Ooh, that looks like it's on target. That's gonna... Oh! Deflected, and then the timers were too far. It did not do any damage there, it looked like. If it did any, it was very little. Let's check on those torpedoes. They should be getting in for a strike right about now. It seems like they missed. They overshot Task Force Danalite there and are trying to catch up to it now, but may have locked onto the other one? I'm not sure. Let's see, how is Ironsides doing? 96%. It seems to be starting to turn again and bring its own weapons out of the fight, and then make it so that, yes, Task Force Danalite is damaging its propulsion again, making it unable to bring its guns to bear because of that. Oh, but this strike looks like it's good, but the shields deflected it, and then because they were timed shells, the offset is not set up right to deal with that, and they're detonating away from the ship after being deflected. So it looks like the only thing that the Ironsides is able to do that is effective are maybe its torpedo strikes. But even those seem to not be able to turn and keep up with Task Force Danalite. You can see these torpedoes here. They're trying to come in. They're slowly gaining. They're going to hit. Yeah, they managed to do some damage, but they did not damage the propulsion of the ship. Knocked off a few blocks, but for the most part, did not do much. Meanwhile, the Ironsides is getting torn apart by the cram barrages from Task Force Danalite. Yeah, once those shields once it loses a few of those shields, those cram shells just start coming in, and there's not much Ironside can do to stop that. Its only hope are those torpedo strikes, but I don't think they're going to do enough damage in time. Because it's already down to 56%, the next cram strike will guaranteed kill it off. Or the missile strike will. That's it, 53%. It is 2 damage and going to despawn. Now, all the way down to 44%. Well, those were a quick pair of rounds. Pretty interesting fights. They were fun to watch. I honestly thought the Ironsides being able to focus its fire on a smaller craft would have been able to do more damage to that craft, but unfortunately the time fuses did not do what they were supposed to. They ended up damaging the well, they didn't really damage the Ironside's ability to deal damage, but they were not effective in dealing it. So congratulations to Breakthrough on his win here. He will be earning 6 points for the 2 victories. Ironsides will be getting 2. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks, and I'll see you on the battlefield.